Why does a woman need an inner hearth, you may ask? Let's break it down. You can be successful, but without an inner home, everything resets to zero. You can build a career, earn money, buy a beautiful house, and even travel the world. But if you don't have a sense of inner support, all of it stops bringing joy. You seem to have reached what you were striving for, but at some point, you wake up and realize you have status, but no peace. You have a relationship, but no warmth. You have a house, but no sense of rest in it. It's like living in a beautiful hotel, convenient, stylish, yet not yours. At first it's exciting, but over time a hollowness appears. A woman without an inner hearth is always on the move. New projects, new goals, new purchases. But it doesn't bring happiness, because the main thing is missing: the feeling of home in the soul. At some point you ask yourself, where is my home within me? Home is not walls or furniture. It's the feeling that wherever you are, you have a place where you feel calm. When that hearth is there, even a modest room or a simple meal is filled with warmth. Because you carry that feeling within you. And you can't buy it, you can only grow it inside. Imagine, a woman built her career for 10 years. She had a beautiful office, designer clothes, meetings, flights. On social media, her life looked perfect. But in the evening, she came home and felt only fatigue. She sat at the table, looked at the beautiful dishes, the stylish interior, and realized none of it warms her. Then one day, tired of the race, she simply lit a candle, served herself a bowl of soup, and allowed herself to be home. Without masks, without haste, without obligations. And suddenly came the feeling, here it is, my hearth. Not in things, in me. From that day she began to build her life not from success on the outside, but from the home within. And that's when her outer victories finally had flavor and joy. What is the essence of this archetype? The hearth is not walls, it's a state of soul. The Hearthkeeper woman creates energetic order. Things are in their place, emotions are balanced, the atmosphere is filled with warmth. On the magical level, the hearth is always fire that never goes out. A fire that burns not for outer light, but for inner warmth. A candle or a fireplace flame is an ancient symbol that for millennia was seen as the center of the home. Families gathered around the fire, told stories, healed soul and body. Fire united, warmed, and protected. For a Hearthkeeper, this is not just a metaphor. It's a reminder, as long as your inner fire burns, you are strong, steady, and able to gather others around you. Even if life is falling apart, even if you're alone, even if everything feels unstable, you still have this fire. It may be a tiny spark, like a candle's small flame, but if you tend to it, it becomes a bonfire that illuminates your life. And every time a woman lights a candle, it's not just a ritual, it's a message to herself. My hearth is alive. My fire is within me. I suggest a practice. Take a small candle, light it in the evening when you're alone, and sit beside it for a couple of minutes. Look at the flame and say to yourself, this fire is within me. It burns for me. I create a home in my soul, and it will never go out. Breathe calmly and allow yourself to feel. The flame is not outside. It reflects your inner light. This practice takes only a few minutes but does 3 things. 1. It grounds you, brings you back to the here and now. 2. It calms anxiety. You see that even a small flame is steady. 3. It affirms your worth. Your hearth doesn't depend on other people. It's in your hands. The Hearthkeeper has two levels of expression, outer and inner. How does it show up? From the outside, she's the woman whose small touches always create atmosphere. She loves order, but not sterility. Her order is coziness. A candle is lit, or a bouquet of fresh flowers stands on the table. The home smells of baking, herbs, or a favorite scent. There might be a pretty tablecloth, and on a shelf, symbolic objects, family photos, a figurine, a stone that means something to her. Even if she lives in a small apartment or a rented room, you can still feel her touch. It's a place you want to return to because it's warm. But the most important part is what you can't see with your eyes. The Hearthkeeper listens in a way that, when you're near her, your anxiety eases. Her presence gives the feeling, I'm okay. I'm safe. She doesn't always say much. Sometimes her look, a slight smile, or simply her quiet presence is enough to make things lighter. She's the woman who knows how to hold space. You don't have to perform or prove anything around her. Think of a friend whose home always smells like cinnamon or vanilla. You walk in, and even after a hard day, you feel calm, as if you've come back to yourself. Or another scene, you sit beside a woman who hardly speaks, yet her gaze is warm and deep, and the tension seems to dissolve. These are the manifestations of the Hearthkeeper, the external details that create atmosphere, and the inner state that heals without words. But more often we face a situation where the Hearthkeeper archetype is blocked. What does such a woman look like? Outwardly, her space may be perfect, everything in its place, shiny surfaces, complete order. But the order is cold. There's no soul in it. You come to her home and it's beautiful, yet you feel like a guest, as if you're afraid to touch anything. Or the opposite. The home is chaotic. Things piled up, heavy air, nothing pleases the eye. This mirrors her inner state. She has no energy to create space, because inside there is emptiness and exhaustion. In relationships, such a woman can be always busy. Meals are cooked, kids are fed, laundry is done. But if you look deeper, there's no sense of warmth in the home. Everything is done out of duty, not from a flow of love. Let's compare. A Hearthkeeper with an open archetype creates an atmosphere you want to live in. A woman with a blocked archetype creates either a museum, where you're afraid to breathe, or a storage room, where there's no support. And this is key. It's not about cleanliness or perfect design. It's about the energy a woman puts into her space and into the people around her. Ask yourself 3 questions. 1. What do I feel when I return home? Joy and relief? Or fatigue and the urge to leave again? 2. Are there things in my space that nourish me with energy? A scent, a favorite throw, a candle, a photo, flowers? Or is everything only for convenience and out of necessity? 3. What do I broadcast to my loved ones? Do they feel warmth and acceptance next to me? Or only order and control? If at least 2 answers are no, your inner hearth needs care. What should you do first if you realize this energy is blocked? Start small. Choose one corner of your home to be your personal sacred space. Place a candle there and let it stay. You can add a photo, a book, a crystal, a flower, whatever symbolizes your home within. Every day, give this place a few minutes. Sit down, light the candle, breathe in the scent, and remind yourself, my hearth is alive. I tend it. This simple act sets a subtle, almost magical process in motion. Your energy will gradually begin to change, not only the space, but also the atmosphere in your family. Where does the Hearthkeeper's power lie? Her energy gathers the family. She is the roots that feed the tree, not the wind. And thanks to these roots, the family has the strength to grow, try new things, and move forward. Every family holds different energies. Some bring movement, some ideas, some excitement. But without roots, everything scatters like leaves in the wind. The Hearthkeeper is the woman who creates the feeling. This is our center. This is our home. She doesn't chase events or glitter. She grounds and gives stability. When such a woman is in the family, a man feels there is a place to return to, where he can relax and be himself. Children feel safe and develop an inner core. I have a home. I am protected. Relatives and friends feel warmth and support, because around her you can simply be yourself. This isn't about staying home or self-sacrifice. It's about the energy of steadiness she carries. Only the one who feels supported can risk and step out into the world. Let me tell you a story about a Hearthkeeper, about my friend. Her husband is an entrepreneur, always on the move, always in business. People see him as energetic, strong, confident, driven. But few know why he manages to stay that way. After a hard day, he comes home, and the first place he goes is the kitchen, where a warm light is on and his favorite tea or coffee is brewing. His wife doesn't say extra words. She just looks at him and smiles. And in that smile, in her calm and warmth, he finds his strength again. The next morning, he can go back into the world, take risks, and achieve. A Hearthkeeper is not only about coziness and order. She carries the kind of energy that restores life force to others. When a man comes home exhausted by work or stress, she senses it immediately. She doesn't always ask questions or try to solve his problems. Sometimes her quiet presence, a cup of tea, and a calm gaze are enough. And he seems to reassemble himself. Energy returns to live and act. He is the wind. She is the roots. And because he has a hearth at home, his wings don't break. She can also restore the strength of her partner and her children. And with kids, it shows even more clearly. The Hearthkeeper knows how to release tension. A child falls and cries. Her hands heal faster than any first aid kit. A teenager comes back troubled. Even if they stay silent, her home becomes the place to wait out the storm. It's important to understand, this isn't fairy tale magic. It's the magic